scratch or sound terrible. It reminds me of the limerick, as I sat with the Duchess of Tea, it was just as I knew it would be. Her organs internal made noises infernal, and everyone thought it was me. I'm ready. I was born on December 16th, Beethoven's birthday. Just after my 6th birthday, I made a debut. I was dressed as an angel and carried a penlight in folded hands. I sang Silent Night as I led the procession of altar boys and priests to the manger before midnight mass. I grew up with barbershop harmony. My father loved music. He sang baritone with the Leinenkugel Quartet for 17 years. He had good music and great comedy. Dad is in the black shorts, and here they are performing the German band. Back in 1970, Mike and I had lived in Minnetonka, and we were at a barbershop show that my dad had emceed. He introduced me to a women's quartet that was in the show. They were international champions called Nutcracker Sweets. They invited me to come to the City of Lakes Chorus. It was great to become a member, and I entertained with them for 4 years. Then we moved to Fargo. I joined Fargo Moorhead Sweet Adelines. In '76, our chorus won the Regional 6 competition, giving us the chance to go to London for the International. My folks, my sister, my brother-in-law joined Mike and me for this terrific experience. It took a lot of planning to get everything in this operation in order. There were hundreds of Sweet Adelines and families who would gather in London. All the people attending from our Region 6 were given red bowlers for easy recognition. Here we are, ready to board at O'Hare. Our flight took over 6 hours, and we were all really tired and confused, looking for luggage, finding our way in the baggage area. But we learned to step lively. Motorized cars kept whizzing by, and porters would yell, "Mind your backs!" After the luggage was secured, we had to be loaded on buses. We found out the hotels couldn't be occupied for several hours. We were whisked away for a 2-hour tour of the countryside. We saw a little of the scenery between naps. Here my mom and I are showing our patience, waiting to get picked up to go to the hotel. Our first tour was the famous and infamous Tower of London. Here Dad and I are standing outside, waiting to get into the gloomy structure. We're standing with a guard looking very stern, very dignified, but fortunately he was very friendly. From the many coat of arms displays to the crown jewels, you could visit weekly and never see everything in the tower. My father loved history, and he was delighted to remove the "Do Not Enter" rope so he could sit in Sir Walter Raleigh's chair. Westminster Abbey, with its 1,000-year history, is so awesome. The paintings, the carvings, stained glass. Many significant people in England's history are entombed in unbelievable sculptures. I came away thinking that it is a real tribute to personal vanity. On the tube, we met Alexander Gander. Hearing our American speech, he pulled out his harmonica and played the Star-Spangled Banner. So we easily got acquainted with him. He stayed with us for an entire day, showing his famous flea markets, the London Hospital, St. Paul's Cathedral, and other famous sites. How we savored the roast beef and Yorkshire pudding at the old Cheshire Cheese. This is a very popular pub dating back to 1667. The pub has been a familiar haunt for many literary figures. It was frequented very often by Charles Dickens and Samuel Johnson. Trafalgar Square is a must-see. The most famous statue is Lord Nelson, mounted on his horse, overlooking the square. He is guarded by 4 Landseer lions. Admiral Nelson was responsible for England's great naval victory in the Battle of Trafalgar, 1805. I cherish this moment in Trafalgar Square, buying a big bag of seeds, feeding and mingling with millions of pigeons who knew no fear. This is no longer possible. Since 2003, laws have been enacted to ban the feeding of pigeons. They're gone.
Oh, really?
I was always fascinated with the name Threadneedle Street. This is the financial district. The Bank of England is referred to as the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street, and it has been on this site since 1734. The street may have been coined, the name may have been coined from a popular children's game called Thread the Needle. St. Helen's Bishopgate dates from 1204. It was the parish church of Shakespeare in the 1590s when he lived in that area. The church is dimly lit. It contains many plaques dating back to the 1400s. We met a man from San Francisco who came expressly to do temple rubbings. Oh, the wonder of the ever-famous Hards, a world unto itself. Mike and I spent a lot of time in the market there. We were so fascinated with the marble tables holding the fresh meats and fish offerings. I loved the jugged hat. Note the sausage and meats hanging from a high beam. A lovely memory is of a beautiful morning when several hundred Sweet Adelines gathered at the Albert Memorial Garden, filling the sky with familiar songs, barbershop style. There are lots of red derbies there. Where am I? Here I am, in costume, the wig, false eyelashes, a pence in my shoe for good luck. I'm all ready to join the FM chorus for our chance to sing My Man on one of the most fabulous, famous stages of the world. 19 choruses competed on the stage of the Royal Albert Hall, November 3rd, 1977. What a thrill to hear the beautiful, resounding chords in this superb place. Fargo Moorhead placed last in the judging, but in our hearts, we all won.